Well, we're certainly grateful. I don't think it was last year or 2 years ago that the NCAA changed this round to have a day off in between, and we definitely need it after a tough 5-set battle, which we feel really good about. It wasn't always our best, but we feel good about finding a way, and we are heavy into scouting a very good Kentucky team, and they have some things they do very well, and some things we're going to try to exploit. And we got about 26 hours until game time, so excited to be this deep in the tournament and to have the great fan support we've had, and it should be an incredible atmosphere.
Give us an example of how deep you got into it. When did you start looking at Kentucky after your match last night, and how much video have you watched?
Well, yeah, me personally, usually I have someone on staff that will be more of an advanced scout, but I had not watched a ton until yesterday, so it's a bit of catch up, but fortunately I have a staff.
Valeria.
You spent your morning?
All last night, all morning, yeah.
Okay.
Valeria, no matter what happens tomorrow, it'll be your last home game in a Pitt jersey. What are the emotions around that as you get ready for this?
Just grateful that I get to play and practice one more day with this team and coaching staff. Just grateful.
Coach, how much do you think that 5-setter against Georgia Tech helped your team be ready to play against Oregon going that far?
Tough to say, but I think being in tight sets and knowing that you can be down and come back, and those experiences matter, and and there probably is a conditioning component too that matters as well. So I think the ACC definitely prepared us for a tournament run this year.
Coach, what stood out to you the most about Kentucky whenever you've watched them for this morning of last night?
Well, they have just a different style, kind of like similar to Oklahoma. Like they just stylistically are not similar to many teams we've played, especially with what they do with the middle and overhead. So I think having today to hopefully get a little bit used to like their style will matter. That's where my brain goes, is just getting used to how they play.
Did you get your girls who aren't starters to play that style at practice today?
Well, we haven't practiced yet, but
okay. Will you?
But we'll we do a scout team, and the rest is number one, and making sure we're as close to 100% as we can be tomorrow. But it's partially on court, partially just video, and some of the things. Not everyone will be full go today. We got to manage some load. So.
Bree, this is the farthest you've made it in the NCAA tournament. What was the excitement like last night when you kind of were able to get over that Sweet 16 hump?
I was just very excited and very grateful I got to do it with these girls. I just was texting an old teammate from this team, Jules, and I was just telling her how excited I am to just be going into an Elite 8 for the first time. Very excited.
For either of the girls, you guys haven't played in many 5-set games. How do you guys stay composed in games like those from point to point, especially when you're trailing?
I mean, we practice it in practice gym, just the pressure of what a 5-setter is gonna feel like, or we are doing it in the gym every time, and it's on our first time. I think just communicating with each other positively keeps us in the game, just knowing that we're playing for each other. Like, when you know you're playing for another teammate, it helps you throughout the game just to continue going and playing as hard as you can.
What are some of the things you girls say to each other when you get into those huddles right after a play? Either of you.
I mean, it's quick talk.
Yeah.
Trying to like ensure confidence in each other. Like, hey, if I shanked a ball, like, hey, I got this pass, I'll get you tighter, or like, we gotta cover this ball, stuff like that. Really quick, but like, informative.
Yeah.
I was just saying the front row, me, Olivia, and Tori talk a lot when it's that row, especially with V2 and Rachel, but like just in that row specifically, like we just have like our own little saying that I won't say it right now, but we have our own little saying that we say every time we get to the front row to ensure confidence in each other when we're going up to block someone or fast trends and stuff like that.
It's
a secret saying.
It's a secret. You can't tell us.
I don't know
It's
it. It's truly a secret.
It's our thing.
Valeria, you have this ability that when you get on the court, sometimes it feels like the game starts to go your guys' way. We saw it a little bit yesterday, but when I asked Rachel about it last night, she said you just have this reassuring presence. Is that something you've like aimed to do as a leader on this team?
Yes. A part of it, just the girls just believing in me and like having that, like allowing me to be that person for them. So yeah.
Bree, how much do you rely on your more experienced teammates at this stage in the season? How have they helped you get ready to play in some of the bigger matches of your career?
I think I relied on them a lot, but I also rely on my experience as well and our coaching. I think we've all been playing volleyball for a pretty long time and at pretty high levels outside of doing college volleyball. So I just think that I know that my teammates are going to show up every time and play as hard as they can. So that's what I rely on, is just pure grit.
Dan, how has Bree looked? So I mean, at this stage of the season, after last season, how has she looked, and how impressed are you by her play so far in the NCAA tournament?
Well, it just seems like every game she hits 500. So I mean, it's not easy to do, and I don't think her and Rachel's connection was always great last night. She still found a way to score, and so I guess I've said this in other interviews, but it was about a month and a half, 2 months ago when she really started to look like she was fully back to 100% and being herself. And but probably the most impressive thing has just been the consistency.
Valeria, we saw yesterday, like when you were on the sideline, you were on the sideline next to like Kellen, like directing the team. What made you do that, and like what were you saying to the team while you were there?
I did it because I just was like locked in the game. Obviously, I wanted to win, and just like so the team could hear me, and just trying to like be loud for the team and trying to have them know that I like, hey, we got this next point. Like communicate with them, just how I would normally do if I was in the court.
Is coaching in your future?
Nope.
Really? Why not?
It's
Too many hours.
No, I don't know. I like what I did my master's on, so that's what I want to do. Exercise physiology, so just working with patients that have respiratory issues or cardiovascular issues.
Dan, I know reflecting in the moment, it can be difficult, but what can you say about Valeria's impact, not only this season, but just on the program?
She reminded me, she's been here a long time. so this is my year 12. She's been here half the time, I guess. And she reminded me she didn't travel her freshman year, and I go, oh, were we saving money? But then Kellen reminded me that was actually there was like a travel limit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think from the moment she got here, she just exceeded maybe how good we thought she could be. And the older girls right away were like, hey, this girl's really good, and she's a winner. And you can't really point to like one thing in her game that's like, hey, this is her thing, because she's good at everything, and she's been a big part of why we've been so successful the last few years.
Dan, they obviously have Brooklyn DeLay, the SEC Player of the Year. What makes her such a dominant player, and what are some of the ways you think she might challenge you tomorrow?
Yeah, we were just talking about, hey, we played her early last year, but she's, that was one of her first games as a freshman. So she certainly is not the same player. She has range. She can hit the ball hard. She can throw in some off speed. But most, I think she had 1,300 attempts this year?
Yeah.
So this is,
Yeah.
she's used to carrying a big load. So we don't expect her, even if we get her a couple times, we know they're going to keep setting her. So, yeah, we're that'll be a major obstacle for us.
Coach, do you find it important to like spread the load out for each game? I mean, yesterday it's a little bit different, but sometimes we see Olivia and Tori having the same amount of swings on a given night, and then Bree's still up there too. Do you try to do that?
It just is part of it is match flow, and then some are, just that who's getting hot, or who's doing, and then the other part is sometimes the matchup where we're like the coaches and Rachel, hey, we want to, set this player against this block.
Bree, I'm curious, I'm continuing on my vein of asking about Valeria, but how has she really played a role? How have you seen her?
I think she's trying to make you cry.
That's not the intention. How key has she been to your guys' run this year?
I think that just because she's been on this team so long, she knows this program very well. So just knowing that she has that background, it kind of keeps us in a comfort zone. Just knowing that, if something's going on in the court or off the court, we can go to her because she'll have the answers. She's just a sound person, player for all of us, and I just think she does a great job at taking care of everyone on this team.
Do you think it helped you guys to go to that fifth set yesterday and have that feeling of maybe this is our last set of this team, and how important it is to win there? Obviously you want to win every game, but it's just having that feeling is that could have been our last set, but we made it out, trying to lengthen the season.
Who's that for?
Whoever wants to.
I mean, everyone's gonna play really well. Everyone knows that's their season is on the line, and we expected them to play really well against us, their best volleyball, and yeah, it's definitely it was a good challenge for us to just, even though we weren't playing clean Pitt volleyball, we still found a way to get the win. So just today, focusing on the things that we need to focus to beat Kentucky.
I was just
You
gonna say.
prefer 3-set victories though, right?
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
Whatever it is, okay.
Yeah.
Valeria, what's the origin of your dice roll celebration after an ace?
I want to say it came from Puerto Rico. We did that. I used to do that all the time, and playing with the national team, the older girls, they always have a celebration, so I thought I should incorporate it.
Is there anything special about the dice roll specifically?
No, it was something that just happened.
Bree, you obviously have experience against Kentucky, playing at Florida, and even last season. How much does this match mean to you?
I think it means a lot to me, just one because they ended my season last year. But honestly, I'm just excited to play another day with these girls. I mean, it could be any team, and I'm gonna be excited, but definitely gonna be very locked in for this game.
Any other questions?